What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bubba Cast. I am your host, Zerpy, and joining me as always is the one and only Lacey Trailer.
Sup, Bubba?
Sup, Bubba? All right, so the first episode has been out. We've let people hear it, and we've been getting feedback, and it's very good.
Yeah, we really appreciate all the feedback, you guys. It's been exciting for us because, we thought, maybe 15 people were going to listen to it, and you guys really showed up. We really appreciate it.
It's really cool. Yeah, thank you for all the kind words, everyone who has taken the time to listen and tell us how much they enjoy it. That really means a lot. Very cool. And I guess we've decided that we will do this every other week. We will release an episode because if we did it every week, I would be dead.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much wrestling.
It is.
We already consume enough.
Yeah, I already consume a lot of wrestling. Just last night, we went and saw Bullpen Pro Wrestling once again with our friend Jeremy. He joined us last night. It was very cool.
Oh, it was a great show.
It was insane.
Oh, you guys missed it. You left a little bit early.
Yeah. I like to beat the crowd out of there.
Yeah.
And also, I'm old and tired.
It ended up being a hardcore match at the end.
Really?
Oh, dude, this one guy threw a chair from like 10 feet away into the ring, clocked the guy right in the temple.
I love it.
I thought for a second, I was like, is he okay? He sold it so good.
Do they have medics here?
Yeah, everybody was crowding
medics.
around. Everybody was on their feet like,
yeah. I mean, immediately when the match started, I was there for the beginning of the match. I guess that was the Haas match of the year. They had it on the card. And holy crap, these guys are big. One of them looked like Luke Gallows, and the other one looked kind of like Bam Bam Bigelow. They were big boys. And immediately it spilled out to the outside. They were thrown into the chairs. Like everyone had to like scatter.
There was a podium getting thrown?
Yeah. Holy crap. And that was heavy. He lifted that up and I was like, he's going to hurt this man. Like for real. And also we thought the one guy who looked like, oh God, his name was Cyrus. Mm-hmm. He looked like Bam Bam. So we thought he got busted open the hard way. Now, Lacey, do you know what getting busted open the hard way is?
No.
So that's when you're not planned to like, sometimes they cut themselves with a razor blade above their brow to bleed a little bit. And usually, they'll sneak it in. But hard way is you actually get busted open. Not meaning to bleed, or sometimes intended to. We thought he got busted open the hard way. Turns out, no, they were just fighting over by the concessions, and that was ketchup. But it looked cool.
It was ketchup.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
Yeah, until they came, wrestled near us in the crowd. I was like, oh, that's ketchup. Now I can see it.
It was so good.
But man, what a show. The triple team tag team was really cool with the tag team champions retaining the Wonder Boys with a Z, of course, because if it's a wrestling team name, it has to end with a Z, not an S.
That's right.
Like the Hardys and the Dudleys. But man, what an awesome night of pro wrestling. Everyone go support local pro wrestling. If you can find local indie wrestling near you, just go see it. You never know if it's going to be amazing or crap. And even if it's crap, it's still good.
Yeah, and if you do find one, they usually keep it pretty consistent. It'll be like the second Saturday or Friday of every month.
Right, yeah.
And we were I was out at Southern Honor on Friday in the sound booth. We'll be back out there in April.
That's so cool. You get to actually go and work a wrestling show.
I was so honored they trusted me.
Southern Honored.
Southern Honored. That's right.
And so Southern Honor, some AEW guys have come from there. The Infantry was wrestling on the show Friday. I saw that. They were part of the card. They also wrestled last night on AEW Collision.
Nice.
Which was pre-taped, so actually they wrestled Wednesday. But,
that's a busy week.
Yeah, busy week for them. But good for them, getting out. And did they win? Do you remember? I know you were focused remember. You were focused on the music.
It was so hard for me to stand still for 2 hours like that.
I can imagine.
So I was really concentrating.
Yeah. But that's cool. You didn't screw anything up. You told me you did a really good job. Everyone was pleased with you. So that's awesome.
I didn't mess up.
I will try and make it to Southern Honor sometime. I wanted to make it on Friday night, but I was unable to. I'm an old man. I'm gonna make it to one wrestling. There's too much wrestling going on this weekend.
Traffic out in that area.
Yes.
On a Friday.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it. So I went to Bullpen Wrestling last night instead. Had a lot of fun. Recommend it if you guys are in the area. Check out in Villa Rica, Georgia, Bullpen Pro Wrestling. We mentioned it on the first episode, I believe, but it's run by Bull Buchanan of WWE fame. So check that out. Support them. But today we are here to talk about Big Bubba Rogers. He is the man that the podcast is based off of. And if this is your first episode, maybe you don't know. Maybe you didn't hear the previous episode. But what we do is we break down matches from his history in the ring as Big Bubba Rogers. Last week it was Ray Traylor. In the future he will be Big Boss Man. And I think next episode we are going to do a Big Boss Man Attitude Era Big Boss Man match. So stay tuned for that. But today we are going to cover Big Bubba Rogers versus the one-man gang for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. This took place April 19th, 1987. But before we get into that episode, well, first of all, go watch the match. It's on YouTube. That's where we watched it. It's not one of those that's on Peacock. So find it on YouTube. Again, one-man gang versus Big Bubba Rogers UWF Heavyweight Championship 1987. So check that out. That's where we watched the match. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about what's happening in the world of wrestling. Last weekend, we had WWE Elimination Chamber. Lacey, you want to break down Elimination Chamber for me? See what happened there?
Oh, yeah. It was so good. It was so good.
Oh, man. People talking about Elimination Chamber.
Everybody's talking about it.
About how that show ended. Holy crap.
I love the road to WrestleMania this time.
Yeah.
In between when the Super Bowl is over and then WrestleMania starts. It's the best time. So for the women's elimination chamber match, we had Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Before the match can start, Naomi is taken out by returning Jade Cargill. Jade has been out with an injury after being attacked backstage weeks ago. It is now revealed that her attacker the whole time was Naomi.
Oh my God. They were supposed to be friends, but no.
The betrayal.
Betrayal. And so, yeah, she came out and said that she did it because she felt Jade was kind of elbowing him in on their positions there at the top of the card on Bianca Belair. And she's disappointed in her friend that she would do that. And she went ahead and let Jade go ahead and take her out. But in the Elimination Chamber, she was pretty distraught.
Oh, yeah. Naomi was beaten so badly that medics removed her from the match.
Yeah, she didn't even get to participate in the match.
So crazy. And then Bianca comes in for the win.
Yep.
And so this means that Bianca wins the right to challenge either Rhea Ripley, oh my God,
or Io Sky.
Io Sky for the women's world title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, whoever is going to be champion at the time, because I guess Io Sky is going to be challenging Rhea Ripley for the title before WrestleMania. So whoever is champion, she gets to take her on. Bianca Belair gets to take her on. I'm going to jump in here for a quick editor's note. Obviously, both Lacey and myself missed on Raw following Elimination Chamber that Io Sky did in fact defeat Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. So it will be Io Sky taking on Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Sorry about that. We missed that, but I wanted to go ahead and add it here. Back to the show. So that's exciting.
And then we had another exciting match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus.
Team TS.
Yeah, Team TS. I love that they did that. Yeah. I feel like I saw it coming.
It's like that makes sense.
So and then they defeat Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Yeah, it was a decent match. It was definitely something we needed in the middle there to kind of calm everyone down after that big opener.
That was so crazy.
Yeah.
That was such a great match. Great show. And then we had Kevin Owens defeat Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Yep. Kevin wins with the apron powerbomb, and after the match, Kevin Owens is confronted by Randy Orton and gets hit with the RKO.
RKO out of nowhere! My
Good
God!
Stuff.
These guys are destined to fight until the end of time.
Yep.
They have fought for years and years. They came into the business together, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Just last week, I was watching. I'm part of a private wrestling Discord, a little club where we like to watch. We have on certain nights, we do Match Club, where we have a theme of matches we're going to watch, and everyone kind of submits their own. And we did ladder matches this last week, and we watched Ladder War and Ring of Honor between Kevin Steen and El Generico. So the guys who would later go on to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Who won?
Oh my God, I already forgot.
That's okay.
I can't remember. Probably Kevin Steen. But holy shit, these guys bump like crazy for each other. They do crazy spots that like they would only trust each other with.
Yeah.
types of moves. Like, let me just go ahead and do a giant move onto the ladder for you. Will you do that for me? Sure, no problem. We're good friends.
Right.
So they have good chemistry together. So of course they're going to keep fighting till the end of time.
Just as one does.
Yes. When you found a good pairing like that works, just I don't know, just keep doing it, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. Makes for good television.
Absolutely.
So, and then we move on to the men's elimination chamber match.
The main event.
The main event. Oh, what a main event it was. We had John Cena, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Oh,
so,
man.
John Cena, this is his chance. It's his final year wrestling before his retirement. He decided he wants his WrestleMania main event again. He wants to get one more title shot. So he missed out Royal Rumble. He did not win. So now this is his last chance in the Elimination Chamber to try and get a spot at WrestleMania.
Always want more.
Always want more. It's not enough for him.
Yeah, it's not enough.
This son of a bitch. We'll get to it in a second here.
Yep.
What happens?
So, as we all know, John Cena wins. And the current WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes comes out to congratulate Cena on his win. As now it will be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania.
Of course. And then we don't even get to enjoy that moment for very long. Because what happens next, Lacey?
You know, the final boss comes out.
The final boss is
The Rock. And for some reason with Travis Scott.
No, I don't know why he's there.
Wasn't Astroworld enough? Oh, anyway, let's move on from that. And then The Rock has recently asked Cody Rhodes for his soul.
I want your soul.
And so Cody has an answer for Dwayne. What's the answer, Zerpy?
The answer is go fuck yourself.
That's right.
Which okay, side note here. I'm happy that when WWE Raw was coming to Netflix, a lot of us were kind of hoping that they would kind of ditch the PG era of WWE and kind of get a little more hardcore, a little more language, maybe a little more blood. Unfortunately, we didn't see blood in the unsanctioned match, which I thought was weird because they had a barbed wire wrapped chair in that match and still nobody bled. But we did get some blood here at the end of the match, and we got some language.
Ketchup.
Exactly, from the concessions.
From
concessions. Like we saw last night. But and there's been some language now. CM Punk dropped a couple bullshits on Raw this past week, so I'm like, all right, good. You guys are getting a little more edgy again. I like it. I like when WWE is a little edgy.
Yeah. Oh man. And then after that, and John Cena goes in to embrace Cody, and then The Rock gives him the signal.
The throat.
Then John Cena kicks Cody Rhodes in the balls.
In the balls. You
right
don't do
in
that.
The balls.
You don't do that to another man.
And then proceeds to beat him with the Rolex he was gifted after his win against Roman Reigns by Triple H and Bruce Pritchard. And then proceeds to beat the snot out of him. Takes the belt. Cody's left bleeding in the ring.
Yeah.
What a picture.
So I guess that's... John Cena, I guess maybe wants to go out as a heel. It's fun to play the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, and he never has. It's his first time, right?
Well, people are saying he never has, but okay, so there was a chunk of time where I was not watching wrestling, and that was kind of the ruthless aggression era, but I feel like John Cena, when he was the rapper character, the Word Life character, like I felt like I think he was a heel. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think he was a heel, but then people got behind him, and then he became like the squeaky clean baby face.
Oh, man. Well, I watched Total Divas, so I've been knowing this whole time.
I didn't watch that show. My dad did. He loved it.
My mom loved it.
That's so funny. That was my dad's intro to wrestling, was just like watching Total Divas.
That's so funny.
And then when he started watching AEW, he's like, Bryan Danielson. Oh, I know him from Total Divas. Like, yeah, he's married to Brie.
That's so awesome.
So that's really funny. So, all right, so that is what is happening in WWE at the moment. As we have recorded this, I'm sure it's going to go out a little late.
Yeah.
So, just so you know. And then, of course, in AEW right now, tonight, as we're recording this. So, when you hear this, you're already going to know what happened. But we still haven't seen it. It's AEW Revolution live from LA tonight. So let's go over the card and what we think might happen, or at least what I think might happen tonight.
I gotta know.
So first off, we have, and this is in no particular order. Who knows what order the card is going to be. We've got Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe from Stardom. This is for the TBS Championship. Lacey, do you know who Mercedes Moné is?
That's Sasha Banks, right?
It is Sasha Banks. Congratulations. See, I didn't know.
Like
I don't
a
know how
boss.
much like you're
like
following.
A boss.
So yeah. Now she's no longer the boss. She's the CEO.
Okay.
So that's going to be tonight. In my opinion, I think Mercedes is going to retain tonight. She's kind of got this whole belt collector gimmick going on. She's got a lot of belts from a lot of different promotions. So I think she's going to hang on to that TBS championship in that match tonight. Next up, we've got Ricochet versus Swerve Strickland for the number 1 contender spot for the AEW Men's World Championship. This has been a very interesting feud between these two guys. I actually got to see them fight last time AEW was here in Atlanta.
Okay.
They were in the main event, and Ricochet took the win in that one. I believe they have 1 win each for them, so this is the rubber match. Who's going to take away the third definitive win? This one, I don't know. My hope is Swerve Strickland is going to win because he needs to get back into that world title picture. But Ricochet is such a dastardly little bitch that he's Dickochet, as some of my friends call him. Dickochet. He's been stabbing people with scissors.
Oh my
lately.
goodness.
Yeah. But he got stabbed this past week.
With scissors?
Yeah. He's been stabbing people with scissors.
Little piece of his own medicine.
He tried to stab Swerve with scissors, but Swerve stopped him, pulled out his own scissors, and stabbed him in the head. So it's getting pretty violent. We're getting lots of blood. And then we've got, for the tag team titles, we've got the Hurt Syndicate defending the titles against the Outrunners. These guys are going to be very entertaining. I don't see them picking up the win. The Hurt Syndicate is just on a tear right now. They quickly won those titles from Private Party, and I don't see them dropping it so soon to a team like the Outrunners, but I think the Outrunners are really going to have a good showing tonight.
The Hurt, they're just beasts. Dude.
Yeah, so Hurt Syndicate, they were known as, you got Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. They came over from WWE. They were the Hurt Business in WWE with MVP as their manager. And MVP also, he's still wrestling a little bit. He wrestled a trios match with them. But they are the tag team champions. I don't see them dropping it to the Outrunners tonight, though. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a very good match. These guys are just big, powerful dudes.
Totally.
So, moving on from that, we have a steel cage match. Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. These guys are good friends turned bitter enemies. They were part of the same group, but Don Callis has gotten into the head of Kyle Fletcher and turned him into a dick. And so now Will Ospreay is just going to have to fucking beat him senseless in the cage, but I'm afraid that there might be some shenanigans in this match, and Kyle Fletcher's going to leave with the win. But we'll have to see.
Heel's gonna heal.
Yep, Don Callis will probably get involved because he's an asshole. Moving on after that, we have Hangman Adam Page versus MJF. This has really been heating up the past couple weeks. In fact, last night on AEW Collision, they did a great video package to hype up this match, and they used a classic song, Non-Point Bullet with a Name, which, if you're a gamer, and especially a wrestling gamer, you probably remember that song playing nonstop during the fucking menus of WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Because I definitely played the hell out of that game, and that song just played over and over and over on a loop, and they used it last night in an AEW promo package, and it made me so happy.
I love when they do stuff like that.
It reminded me of the PlayStation 2. So that's going to be a very awesome match. I see Hangman... Actually, no, I'm split on this one. Hangman or MJF. It could go either way, really, and that's what's exciting about it. Who knows? And then we have Kazuchika Okada going up against big old Brody King for the Continental Championship. Love Brody King. I feel very weird about the Continental Championship. I don't think it should be a belt that should be defended because the whole reason behind it was you won the belt by competing in a tournament, and they've held the tournament twice now, 2 years in a row. So if you're if that's the prize for the tournament, then you should have to win the tournament to get the belt.
Yeah.
You can't defend it, which they've done a couple times now.
Look, AEW, just call us. We'll give you advice. We can help you pull it together.
Well, I'm hoping in the future that they will unify that title with the international title, and it'll just become a different belt, and they'll get rid of that. They should still have the tournament every year. The tournament's great.
Yeah, we love a tournament.
Yeah, tournaments are fun to watch. So, I see Okada retaining in that match tonight. But who knows? Brody King, he could step away with that. After that, we've got Konosuke Takeshita defends the international championship against the man, Kenny Omega. I got the t-shirt on today. I'm ready to see Kenny. I'm so happy he's back. He's only wrestled a couple of singles matches since he's been back. He was out for over a year with diverticulitis, had to get surgery. But he's back, and 100% Kenny Omega is going to win tonight.
We're happy you're back, Kenny.
Yes. Then after that, we have the match that is dubbed the Hollywood Ending. Timeless Toni Storm defends the Women's World Championship against the Glamour, Mariah May. Have you heard this new wrestling movie out right now called Queen of the Ring?
Yeah, I got to get in to see that.
So Toni Storm is, she is acting in that movie. And so they were on the red carpet. She was doing an interview, and she was attacked on the red carpet by Mariah May, which I love that when they actually, like, in the real world, keep some kayfabe going and keep the stories going. Had to get split up by Christopher Daniels. He was for some reason there. But I like that he was there. It was very funny. So that's going to be very awesome. I think there's also a rubber match between these two. I think each one has a win over each other. So tonight is the Hollywood Ending. They finally end it. See who is going to be the AEW Women's World Champion.
I think Tony's going to keep it.
I think so too. She's really on fire right now. She's kind of one of the best things going in AEW right now. So definitely keep the title on her.
I saw a shot that you had posted on the Zerby Instagram of a black and white figure of Toni Storm. That was such a cool figure.
Yeah, I like it.
I've never seen anything like that.
So it's like throwback, like she's old time Hollywood, and yeah, that was a ringside exclusive. They do like special action figures every now and then. That was one of them. That was so cool. At first, I was like, I don't know if I need to get this action figure, like the little gimmick or whatever. But then I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, I need this figure. It's really cool. Check that out on my Instagram, Zerpy_MD on Instagram. And then our main event for the AEW Men's World Championship, we got Jon Moxley defending the title against the Rated R superstar, Cope. Or Adam Copeland, if you want to call him, but I guess he's going by Cope now. This one, I think Jon Moxley is going to retain the title. I think we saw a little tease this past week on, I believe it was Dynamite, of Wheeler Yuta is kind of like the last standing member of the Death Riders, Jon Moxley's group, and because Copeland's been taking them all out. And Yuta, it was Adam Copeland versus Wheeler Yuta, and at the end of it, Copeland shook Yuta's hand, and he goes, that's what respect feels like. To tell him, like, hey, man, you're good. You should respect yourself, and you should be around people who respect you. Jon Moxley came out, and he wanted Wheeler to, like, no, don't shake his hand. I want you to kick his ass. And Wheeler didn't want to use it or do that. He didn't want to, sink to those levels, so he walked away, kind of pissed off at Jon Moxley. I think that's a swerve. I think he's going to show up and he's going to cost Cope the match for Jon Moxley because he wants Jon Moxley's respect more than Cope.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Yep. So that is AEW Revolution for tonight. Very excited for that. But of course, as you're hearing this, it's already happened. So you already know what happened. You've watched it. You're totally into it. So good. Watch wrestling, everybody. All right, moving on to the main event of this episode. We have Big Bubba challenging for the Universal Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship against One Man Gang. Now, I had to look up, what is Universal Wrestling Federation?
Can you explain this to us?
I had never heard of this company before, this promotion, and for good reason. They weren't around for very long at all. So straight from Wikipedia, here we go. Here is Universal Wrestling Federation. The Universal Wrestling Federation was a 1986 rebranding of wrestler-turned-owner Bill Watts' Mid-South Wrestling promotion. Watts' goal was to elevate his promotion from a relatively smaller regional-level business to a national-level rival of World Wrestling Federation, now known as WWE. However, Watts' business strategy quickly swung from overnight success to catastrophic failure, resulting in the 1987 sale of the UWF to another rival, Jim Crockett Promotions, owner of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance's most important championships, and predecessor of the World Championship Wrestling. The promotion began as an NWA territory, NWA Tri-State. So, and then, fun fact, because Watts did not register Universal Wrestling Federation name with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, businessman Herb Abrams was able to use it to launch an unrelated wrestling promotion of the same name in 1990. And that was confusing, trying to look up anything about this, and I found two promotions, and so I started reading the wrong one. I was like, 1990? This match happened before 1990. What the hell? It turns out, no, it was a different promotion, unrelated. So there you go. That is the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Little wrestling history for you.
Yeah. We all learned something today. I know I did. All right. So here we go. The match. First of all, we're going to start off with Jim Ross and Dr. Death Steve Williams are on commentary. Apparently, John Ayers is also on commentary, but I can't tell the difference between him and Dr. Death, so let's just ignore him. Big Bubba Rogers enters to the Peter Gunn theme. It was an old, I believe, like spy show from back in the day. You'll recognize the music, though. It was part of the Blues Brothers soundtrack, which I think might be the reason why he's using it, because he looks like a Blues Brother.
It has to be.
But yeah.
The Blues Brother theme followed him the entire time. Even when he went to the Big Boss Man character, Big Show's dad's funeral famously crashed that in the Blues Brothers car.
Yes, that's right, with the giant the loudspeaker on top. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
So that's interesting.
I love that.
Very.
Have you ever seen Blues Brothers?
I have not, but I have got to see it.
It's a fun movie. It's one of those, though, where it's that 70s humor where you're like, it's subtly funny. Like, it's not like crazy laugh out loud, but you'll chuckle. And and over the top stuff, like the whole the police chase is very silly. Like they're driving through a shopping mall and every police car in Chicago is following them.
The boys in blue.
Yeah. So definitely fun entrance theme here for Big Bubba Rogers. One of my top. Dude, he has all the best themes. Hard Times was great. His what's the name of his Attitude Era theme?
It's either called like Guard or Cell Block, something like that.
I think it's Guard.
Yeah, I think it's Guard.
Obviously, our theme music is inspired by it, but legally distinct. Don't sue us. And then
you don't want to know what's gonna happen if you do.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think you can make those threats. And then the Peter Gunn theme, very cool. So all the best themes. So, all right, the match starts and both men lock up. They are pushing each other all over the ring. From corner to corner, one-man gang starts beating his chest and yelling to fire himself up like a beast, like a gorilla. He's really firing himself up. He shoots himself off the ropes, and both men meet in the middle. Neither falter.
They are huge.
Well, you know what Big E would say. Two big, meaty men slapping meat. It is a meat fest. If this match happened today, the crowd would be chanting meat, meat, meat.
And speaking of the crowd, it was loud. Ooh. It was loud.
I think Big Bubba Rogers was coming into this match as a babyface for once.
Yeah,
and
even though
the crowd were behind him.
Heel versus heel match.
Yeah, but they definitely found their favorite. So the crowd is here for
George.
Big Bubba. Yeah, so one-man gang, he can't body slam Bubba. He's too big. He tries. He's not used to fighting somebody the size of Big Bubba Rogers. He learns real quick, okay, I need a new strategy. Meanwhile, JR on commentary, he's really putting over the idea of Big Bubba being like muscle for hire.
A mercenary for JJ Dillon.
I love it. He's done some jobs for JJ Dillon, taking care of some business. He's also known, for a long time, he was Jim Cornette's bodyguard. But I like this. He's kind of like this gangster guy where he's just like, oh, you need some muscle, you need some protection. I know a guy, and that is Big Bubba Rogers. That's his character right now, and fucking, it's cool. I like that. One Man Gang takes over with some clubbing blows, goes for an Irish whip into the corner, but Bubba reverses it, sending One Man Gang into the corner. Bubba goes for a splash, but One Man Gang gets out of the way, sending Bubba over the top ropes to the outside.
Boing.
Holy crap. He goes for like a stinger splash. But, man, like, got some height on that for a big boy.
He did.
So much height, he's on the outside of the ring now.
They just jumping around in there like he's 100 pounds.
I know. Guys this size should not be able to move this way. It's very impressive. So, so they go to the outside. Both men brawling on the outside now. One Man Gang has control until finally Bubba Rogers starts to fight back, and the crowd erupts. They are loving this. Finally, their guy is getting in some offense here. It's like he snapped. He had enough. He's like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start beating the shit out of you.
And I almost wonder if it's one of the first times he got a pop like that.
Yeah.
In solo.
Yeah.
Match.
When you're playing the heel, you're not really getting the crowd on your side like this. And I wonder how much too. Like, this is obviously in a time before the internet and people kind of knowing the inside. Now, I believe the Wrestling Observer newsletter was still around back then, so you would kind of get some inside, if you're a subscriber, you can kind of get some insight on what's going on behind the scenes of the business. I wonder if they knew that One Man Gang was leaving. Because if for those who don't know, this is One Man Gang's last match here in UWF before heading over to WWF at the time. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Maybe they knew he was leaving, and sometimes back then, if you were leaving a promotion, people were like, fuck you. Both men back into the ring. They're brawling back and forth. Bubba uses the ropes for momentum, takes One Man Gang off his feet with a big lariat. you got to really lean into it.
JR's really on commentary. How cool is it to have a young JR?
It's so funny. I've been watching, because we've been talking about like this older wrestling stuff that I wasn't watching, and just a lot of your dad's early work I was not watching until, the Attitude Era. I'm catching up on some early like WCW stuff, so I'm watching like 1990 WCW, and JR on commentary, just a young JR. It's so funny. And man, he loves talking about college football way more than any of the wrestling that's happening in the ring in front of him.
Oh, he would have been amazing at that too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure if we look into it, he's probably done commentary for college football, because like he clearly loves it. I mean, to this day, when he's commentating in AEW, he's still talking about college football. But also at the time, a lot of these guys were former football players. True. So makes sense. A lot of times it was you get injured on the field, so your career in football is over.
That's exactly what happened to Dad.
That's everybody back then. Yep. So of course. Speaking of JR, though, on commentary, he's really putting over this. All that momentum of a big man, 500 pounds, goes down. I love some of these quotes from JR. So funny, and how worked up he gets. He is going crazy in commentary, too. He's like really getting into it.
The crowd and the comment, they're so excited.
The energy together is just working for this match.
You can hear it when you go on YouTube and watch the match, and like it blew my mind listening to the crowd and just how excited everybody.
Oh, totally. Was. Yeah, it really puts over like how important this match was. It's a world championship match. This is the number one title in this promotion.
And One Man Gang, they thought when they going into this match that he was going to screw Bubba over and not give up the title before he left. And so he did, and he put Bubba over.
That's good. He did the right thing.
So he's a great guy.
Usually that's what happens if you're leaving town. You put over the next guy on your way out.
Yeah, they really weren't sure if he was gonna do it.
Well, that's good. They went on to become good friends, though. Obviously, that later on they were a tag team, the Twin Towers. So we'll definitely get to that era of his career in the podcast at some point. One Man Gang is draped against the ropes as Bubba goes to the middle rope to drop maybe a double axe handle, but One Man Gang moves out of the way. Bubba bounces off the ropes and it looked like it hurt. And then Gang goes for the cover off of that. Just like he missed a move, bounced off the ropes. He's like, oh shit, now's my chance. Like, you're not going to get a pin off that, One Man Gang. Come on. What are you thinking of? But Bubba just to put the point over, you're not getting a cover off that, kicks out so hard off of a 1 count that One Man Gang gets sent to the outside, and the look on his face like, holy shit, this guy's serious. Like, I'm all right. I thought I might get a sneaky little pin there. Fuck no. So more brawling inside the ring. Bubba goes for a kick to the midsection. One Man Gang catches it, and Big Bubba hits an enziguri. When I first saw this, I wrote down in my notes, this man has been to Japan, which I know he did go to Japan at one point. But then when I actually looked it up, he did not go to Japan until the next year, the following year.
Oh, wow.
But he was already doing some Japanese moves here. It's such a new move in North American wrestling that JR doesn't know what to call it, and he just calls it a karate kick.
I saw that.
He's never heard of an enziguri. But I love it. It's just the classic, you kick somebody, they catch your foot. What do? You jump up with the other foot. But great. I always love seeing big guys do this. That's why I always love Bam Bam Bigelow, because he was a guy who would jump off his feet.
Dude was a powerhouse.
Like, and he would do like moonsaults off the top rope and everything. Man, first live wrestling I ever went to, ECW, I got to see Bam Bam Bigelow wrestle. So cool. He was like the only one there that I knew, because I was not watching ECW at the time and I was very new to wrestling, but I knew Bam Bam Bigelow from WWF back in the day and playing WWF Raw on the Super Nintendo. And he was one of the characters, and like always one of my favorites. But anyway, we're not talking about Bam Bam Bigelow. We're talking about these two big meaty men. So back brawling to the outside. One Man Gang is busted open on a ringside table. He goes face first into the table. We got color. We got some blood, and this is not ketchup, ladies and gentlemen. This is the real deal. All. Back to the inside. One Man Gang starts taking wild swings at the ref because he can't see, because the blood is in his eyes, as we go to commercial break. And I love that touch. Him selling the fact that he has blood in his eyes now and he can't see. And he's taking swings at the ref. That's awesome. Good shit. We're back, and JR goes back with this. General Skandar Akbar has come to ringside. JR yelling, Akbar! Akbar's here! He's late! Why wasn't he here earlier? I think he's more concerned about, like, dude, you missed call time. Call time was like 2 hours ago.
You are tardy.
You are here in the middle of a match. I'm assuming Skandar Akbar is on the side of One Man Gang, because obviously I have not been watching any of the story leading up to this. But I found out recently that Skandar Akbar trained a lot of wrestlers. So I'm unfamiliar with him. So in the comments on our Instagram or whatever, if you guys have any more thoughts on some of the stuff we're talking about and some of these characters that we may not be familiar with, please let us know.
Please chime in.
After the first episode, when I mentioned Tully Blanchard and I was not very, very familiar with a lot of his early work, I didn't know what his finisher was. I didn't know it was always the slingshot suplex. It's always hard to say. Swear to God. And I was told by somebody, yes, that was always his finisher. So I learned something.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. And we had some commenters on YouTube explain about the Boss Man finish and that it wasn't a protective move.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about that last time.
See, this is good shit to know. I really like it. So JR still very confused about why Skandar Akbar is here, why he wasn't here earlier. Bubba with the Irish whip and back elbow to drop the still bleeding One Man Gang. JR still yelling, I've never seen a battle like this in the UWF, Doc. Just talking to Dr. Death Steve Williams, probably JR's favorite wrestler of all time. I think he still talks about Dr. Death. I love that man. Dr. Death no longer with us. Bubba goes for a quick pin, but One Man Gang gets his foot up on the rope, stops the pin attempt right there. Ref saw it. That's very good. Good eyes, ref. We had to yell at some referees last night not paying attention to the match, and our friend Jeremy, he loves to yell at the referees, so that's good. Someone's got to put him in line.
That's right.
JR is really putting over the importance of the UWF title as One Man Gang falls backwards into the ropes and he's unable to stand. As he's caught in the ropes, Bubba Rogers takes the opportunity, starts hitting knees to the face, beating the shit out of him. So he does that thing where you get your arms, both arms by your sides in like a T-pose, and they're caught in the ropes. The ropes are wrapped around him, the middle and top ropes. So he's just laying there. The ref is trying to help him out, but it's just not working. So The ref trying to help One Man Gang out of the ropes. Bubba is still kicking him in the face. And Bubba, like, he'll take a step back and like, okay, ref, you need to help them. Go ahead, help him. And he gives him a beat. And then he goes, no, fuck that. And he pushes the ref out of the way and just starts beating on One Man Gang again. Like, no, I've got the advantage here. I'm going to use this.
It's my time to shine.
Because even though he's kind of playing the babyface in this match, the crowd's behind him. He's still a heel. He's going to do heel moves. And that's why we love him. That's why it's fun to play the bad guy. I'm telling you this. When I first talked to you about your dad in wrestling and you were kind of shy and embarrassed about it because you're like, my dad used to lose a lot. And I'm like, but he's the bad guy. The bad guys, that's the fun part. You get to be dastardly and then lose.
I hate losing. Always have. That's why I don't play video games. I like the competitive
spirit.
I don't like video games.
I can't play competitive video games because I get salty.
I remember being a kid and being real frustrated. It's like, why you gotta lose all the time? Oh, it's so wrong.
That's what we got. We got to watch some more winning matches. And this is one of them. Spoiler for a match that is older than a lot of you listening. So Bubba forced One Man Gang into the corner, hit him with a headbutt, and they both sell the headbutt. I love that. Also remember, it doesn't matter in this match, but never headbutt a Samoan. They have hard heads. That's a bad idea. Yeah, that's kayfabe right there. It really, you can't hurt a Samoan in the head. But neither of these guys are Samoan, but they hurt themselves. Both of them hurt themselves on this headbutt from Big Bubba. One Man Gang uses the ropes to lift himself high enough for a big boot to the face of Big Bubba and drops him. Dr. Death says, that's 2 big horses out there, Jim. I mean, 2 big horses. Big Bubba hits a leg drop, but it's awkward because he uses the wrong leg.
Whoops, guys.
I don't know if this is a move that's usually in his repertoire, but didn't look like
you could see it in his eyes for half a second.
I think it was one of those things where it's like, oh, usually I hit it from the other side, but I'm on this side. It is awkward. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. I used the wrong leg. It still worked. I mean, he still did a leg drop. It's just
gotta keep going.
The other leg, just keep going. Clothesline to Bubba, followed by an elbow drop. One Man Gang climbs to the middle turnbuckle, goes for a splash, but with plenty of time, Big Bubba rolls out of the way. Bubba pushed the referee to the ground like, get the fuck out of my way, which I have in my notes in all caps.
Why is this ref sympathizing with One Man Gang?
I don't know.
Come on, guy.
I think he thinks he's like a boxing ref. Where it's like, oh, we need space. You guys, you can't be on top of each other in the corner. This was
during the wild west of it all.
Yeah. So Bubba pushes the ref out of there, which, hey, ref could have called for disqualification right there, but good on him. Good. He's like, no, we're going to see this through to the end.
I take it back.
He was lenient. He was lenient on your dad. But we need to see this match to the very end. We need a champion. The championship is on the line. We need a winner. So, Bubba Rogers, up to the top rope, big old body splash. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. JR on commentary. We got a new champion. There's a new UWF champion. Big Bubba Rogers has won the most coveted title in wrestling today.
JR's pretty good.
I didn't know I could do a JR. Bubba takes the belt and immediately fucks off. He's out of there. He doesn't want to stand around. He doesn't want to relish in this new found championship. He's just out of there. And I was wondering if maybe because it was One Man Gang's last night there in the UWF, if he was like, I'm just going to get out of the ring and I'm going to give him his time with the crowd to kind of take his bows and say his goodbyes. Yeah. And possibly that's what happened. We don't know.
Probably that, and then hitting up the Waffle House for 12 egg whites, and some toast and bacon.
Yeah.
So he was out of there.
But man, what a match. New champion crowned at the end of this. This was new to me. I've never, as I said, I didn't know what the UWF was before this. I was informed about this because there was an action figure that was released by Mattel. In their Legends line, they did a Big Bubba Rogers with the UWF title.
I was shocked when I saw that was coming out, because it's like, I didn't know anything about Big Bubba until like last year when you and I started talking about doing this podcast. And I never knew he won a title match for the UWF, which was cool as cool as hell.
Yeah.
That they did a figure of it, but I love that they did that. It might be one of my favorites.
And it was very sought after because it's obviously the only UWF championship prop that we've gotten in figure form. So everyone was buying it just especially to get the belt. I saw because I bought it on eBay recently. We used it as our photo for the podcast. But I went on eBay to find it, and a lot of them were listed without the title belt because people were just like, no, I just want the belt.
Oh, yeah.
But I want the Bubba. And there was a Chase version of it too. The Chase had a blue dress shirt instead of the white, but I went with the white because
that's the classic one. Didn't see the blue one.
Yeah, there's a blue one.
Oh my gosh. See,
now you're going to have to get it. Go on eBay. You have to finish your collection. Speaking of Boss Man action figures, I remember you gave me, I put it up on the top of the shelf over there.
I did
classic
not know,
superstars.
Because it says on the back of it, like, not for resale.
Not for resale, yeah. That's like a sample only, so that's probably worth something.
It was really cool because we got those from WWE right before those came out before the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well, this was Jakks Pacific when they still had the rights to make the action figures before Mattel.
Gotcha.
They did this line. Jeremy Padower currently of Jazzwares was kind of heading up this line of classic superstars. That's why the design of the classic superstars boxes looks similar to the AEW action figures now.
Gotcha.
Because Jeremy Padower does the AEW action figures for Jazzwares. So there you go. The more you know.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jeremy Padower, I guess.
If you
send me some action figures, please.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he actually his house burned down in the wildfires. So he lost a lot of his collection.
Does he have a GoFundMe or anything like that?
Oh, he's rich. He's fine.
Okay. Hey, we have one. I'm just kidding. You can give us money.
Anyone wants to give us money for any reason whatsoever, please do.
When I was talking to some folks about this match, and they were telling me like when it came out when they were kids, that people would say the WWF is fake, but the UWF and NWA was real.
That's the real shit right there.
Yeah, that's the real stuff right there.
Oh, man, I love it. It's still real to me, damn it.
It's real.
That guy, by the way, from that clip, it's still real to me, damn it. He's like a local.
Wait, I met him on Friday.
Oh, really?
I swear. He came up to me and gave me a hug, and I was like, what's his name?
I've run into him at a Ring of Honor show.
He showed me the meme.
Yeah.
And so I talked with him for a little bit. How random. I was going to tell you, but I couldn't remember exactly what
I like that he's still kicking around local shows.
He's around.
That's fun.
He's all around. So
shout out to that guy. I don't know his name, but I've seen him at shows as well. Me and Jeremy, who was with us last night, back in, I think it was 2016, went to a Ring of Honor house show. We saw him there. Oh, man, that house show was awesome. We got to see Jushin Thunder Liger wrestle live before he retired.
Oh, cool.
Wrestled Dalton Castle, which is an awesome match. That's also on YouTube, so check that out. That was a fun match. But I think that is it for this episode of the Bubba Cast. Did you have a good time, Lacey?
I had a great time, Bubba.
This was so good. I loved it. So everyone, definitely give us some suggestions for what matches you want to hear us cover. I think we've already decided on our next episode we are going to cover. Should we give it away? Should we tell them?
Should we?
So they can watch it ahead of time?
I think maybe we should.
All right. We are going to cover. Actually, you tell them. Go ahead.
We are going to cover Big Boss Man versus Steve Blackman.
Oh, the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman.
From, I think, around September 2000.
Yeah. So,
hardcore title match.
And unfortunately, this was an episode of Raw that is no longer available online. You can watch it on YouTube. It is.
So we're going to have to just watch the one match.
The one match again, yeah.
So, because last episode we were able to talk about the whole card.
Exactly.
And so these last couple of matches, we
But that's fine. We have other stuff to talk about. But in case you didn't know, recently Netflix has acquired the rights to Raw. That includes the entire Raw catalog. And they don't have every episode uploaded like Peacock did. So they have Raw Vault. So there's classic episodes of Raw, but they skip several months at a time and everything. And this is one of those matches that is not on there. But again, the match is on YouTube, so check that out. Big Boss Man versus Steve Blackman. We're going Attitude Era for this next episode.
And this is Atticus's favorite match.
Really? Okay.
So that's why he was showing me. He was like, Mom, look at this one.
I'm sure I watched this live when it aired. So I'm excited to go back and watch it. I love Steve Blackman. I love Big Boss Man as part of the corporation. Going to be a fun match. So check that out with us next time. And that's going to do it for us today. Again, I am Zerpy.
I'm Lacey.
And we'll see you next time. And remember, if you ever make a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, you better read the sign, respect the law and order, or you'll be serving hard times.
That's right, Bubba.
See ya.